Well, it's 8:47 on your Saturday. The itchy eyes, the sneezing, the misery. My goodness, I know I can relate. It's spring and it's allergy season, and some people are just downright miserable this time of year. And for your own yard, it can really be making things worse. Some trees are way more allergy friendly than others. So how do you know what you should be planting at your house and how to take it all in? Joining us now in studio, Jason Parker. He's an arborist with the Davey Tree Expert Company based out of Warminster, Bucks County. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So all plants are not the same. Don't they all have pollen?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, everything produces pollen. Most people don't realize that every tree actually produces a flower. Some are more showy than others, things like dogwoods and cherries, but everything does actually produce a flower, which then produces pollen.
Gotcha. In our area, which trees are the biggest culprits?
So the ones that get your car all dirty and nasty are things like pine trees, white pines. They produce those big clouds that everybody sees online whenever a wind blows. But the ones that really irritate people are typically the hardwoods. So those are going to be your maples, your oaks, sycamores, things like that.
Gotcha. So let's say I have one of these trees in my yard. Do I need to cut it down? Does it matter if my neighbor has one? How do I gauge that?
So it doesn't really matter if your neighbor has one. Most trees are what they call monoecious, which means they have both male and female reproductive parts. So they don't actually require a second tree in order to produce that pollen. Mm-hmm. So cutting it down really not going to make a huge difference for you. If you really have allergies and they're bad, one of the things you could do is try and plant the proper trees at the beginning, ones that are going to be less prone to producing a lot of pollen. But we don't always have that option. Sometimes we've got to deal with what's already there on our properties.
Yeah. So if that's the case, let's say I move into a new neighborhood or maybe I'm building on a new property, what types of trees should I be planting?
So stay away from the hardwoods close to the house if you really have bad allergies. Put those further away. They're still going to give you the shade that you need, but they're not going to be as close. Things like dogwoods, crabapples, some of those more showy flowering ones don't actually produce as much pollen. So those would be better ones to have up around the foundation of your house.
Yeah. When should we be making these decisions in terms of the tree planting and making the decisions in terms of when we put these up, right? Or plant them.
So best planting time is typically going to be the fall for most trees. Temperatures are a little bit cooler, you have better soil moisture, you're just going to have better luck getting the tree to establish. You can plant in the spring, but most of us do a summer vacation. If you go away even for a couple of weeks and we get hot and dry and you don't water, you could end up losing the investment that you made in that tree. So we recommend the fall for the most part.
All right, good stuff. All right, well, thank you so much. Jason Parker here with Davey, arborist. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really do appreciate your time coming in, and make sure you listen because you want to get those allergies under control. And if you're going to plant, you got to plant in the fall.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, thank you so much. Let's get over to Rescue Me with Don Timony.